What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Tammy. This is Tammy Talks. We are back for the ultimatum. Y'all know how the ultimatum gets down. A super messy, very problematic, dumb show that we all love. All right. So, first things first, if you are brand new to the channel or a returning viewer that has been typing in my name, searching me to watch my videos, stop, hit that subscribe button. Okay. Um, I like the ultimatum. I know some people don't because they think it's just another dating reality show. I F with the ultimatum. Because sister Lisa, no ma'am. No ma'am. So for those of you that are brand new, the way I do my Netflix show recaps are I do episode by episode, right? So what that means is I'm asking y'all, please do not spoil anything in the comment section. Try to keep the comments based on what is happening in this particular recap or prior. We don't want to skip ahead and spoil anybody. I know some of y'all can binge with the best of them. I'm not a binger, so I'm not able to do that. All right. So that's all I ask. And then, as always, subscribe, thumbs up the video, comment section, keep it respectful with one another. And then we should be good. So let's get right into the episode. So we start off by meeting the couples. So first up, we meet Antonio and Roxanne. Now, Antonio is giving Roxanne the ultimatum. They've been dating for 4 years. He said he knew from the moment that he saw her, he wanted to marry her. She wants someone that works hard and is ambitious. So that sounds like shade. Antonio, now I'm looking at you. Are you not ambitious? Do you not work hard? Because that's the vibe that's giving me. But we don't know him like that yet. She's extremely career focused, which we see throughout this entire first episode. Everything that people everything that she describes about herself or talks about herself isn't related to her job, her career. We don't find out a lot about herself. You know what I mean? He said he is prepared to walk away, as you should be, because y'all gonna stop coming on these shows playing with your relationships. Okay. Next up is Lisa. Sister Lisa. Okay. Lisa issued the ultimatum to Brian. They're a very attractive couple together. They look really good together. They've been together for 2 years. He said that he loves how careless, but he meant selfless she is. That was a Freudian slip because we do see how careless she is later in the episode. I think that her behavior at the end of the episode is one of someone that is careless, personally to me. He wants to be financially ready. We hear this a lot on the ultimatum. It's always somebody that thinks that you have to have a set amount of money in the bank before you can get married. That's not always the case. You shouldn't be broke, okay? But I don't think there's a magic number on finances. I think that people use finances to really hide the real reason they don't want to get married. And I think Brian definitely is hiding finances and using finances as a front and as a shield as to why he really doesn't want to get married. Um, she is prepared to move on. She needs to be because this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. So then we get Ryan and James. So Ryan is the one that issued the ultimatum to James. They are high school sweethearts. They've been dating since they were 16, been together for 7 years. They are now 23 years old. They have never lived together. They've never spent like any time. They've never like slept. Well, not slept together. How did they phrase it? They've never like I guess been in a house together or something for an extended period of time outside of like family situations or whatever. I'm sure they going by each other's house and getting off and all that type of stuff. But he does not believe in a one true love, which is there are a lot of people that don't believe in just a one true love. He said there are 8 billion people on this earth, on this planet. I just don't know if you're the one for me. Be prepared to walk away, Ryan. That tells me, sis, he's not that into you. You're comfortable to him. You're a sense of stability. Your comfortability at this point. You're all he knows. He again wants to be in a better financial space. Now, when he says better financial space, I'm going to give that to him because he's 23. I think he's still in school, even, or maybe he just got out of school. So I'm going to give him that. I'll give him that for sure. So we then have Trey and Raya. They've been dating for 2 years. Trey said, I got the financials. That ain't no problem. And I know it wasn't shame, but I definitely was looking at the other men that said financials like, but he said he has the financials. He said that they already live together. They are in love. He said that his parents have been married for over 30 years, so he knows what a happy, healthy marriage is. He knows the work you have to put into it. Raya, on the other hand, said that she has never seen a happy, healthy marriage. Sure, you have. You've seen his parents, but she says she's never seen one. Um, we find out that he's no longer romantic with her. She wants romance. She wants, how you see the TikTok things, and when Kim Kardashian was waking up to what was it like a pianist or a harpist every morning. She wants the huge bouquet. I be tripping myself out with words sometimes. With the huge bouquet of roses all over. She wants that. She wants these grand gestures. He said their very first Valentine's Day together, he decorated his apartment, lined it up with candles, and he thought that he did a really good job. And her first response was, "This don't look like TikTok." And that's why your ungrateful ass don't get nothing else romantic from him. That's why, sis, you did this to yourself. I wouldn't do shit else for you either. Like, how rude is that? How rude is that? My God. So she said that she's still figuring out life. She's still figuring out her career. No, you're still figuring out who you like, because this entire time she was really checking out Brian. Okay, which Lisa clocked, and it's gonna be a mess later. So finally, we get to Roxanne and Antonio. Yeah, to introduce them. So we get to Roxanne and Antonio. No, who was the last couple? Alex. Sorry, y'all. So then we have Alex and Kat. So Kat issued the ultimatum to Alex, okay? So he said that they've just been too busy to propose, We've been whitewater rafting and we've been here, there, and everywhere. Too busy to propose. I said, sir, please. Okay, sir. Okay. But he said they've been too busy to take the relationship to the next step. She thinks that there is more than one true love for you, but if you are lucky enough to find one of your true loves, then you hold on to that person. That's a really good way to think about it, y'all, right? It's a really good way to think about it. So they both acknowledge that it's really hard for the both of them to express themselves to one another. So y'all got to work on your communications. That's what I'm getting from there. All right. So those are our couples, y'all. We have, again, Trey and Raya, Alex and Kat, Ryan and, I want to call this man Toby. Don't he look like a Toby? But Ryan and James, Lisa and Brian, and then Roxanne and Antonio. All right. So y'all know how it is. The first night, everybody goes back to their hotel rooms. It's their last night together. The next morning, they will be exes. So usually they up in there, we can leave if you want to right now, trying to convince each other to leave. Or they end up or they end up having sex or arguing or something. But it's one of three things that happens with them that night. So we see Raya talking to James. She feels that he lets work get in the way. James is an engineer, very accomplished. He said, "Look, we already living together. So what's the difference into adding marriage to that?" It's always interesting to me at least, because traditionally in a heterosexual relationship, the men propose. So I feel like Trey and who else? Antonio, if y'all want to get married, propose. If she says no, then you have your answer. But this ultimatum stuff, I think it's unnecessary. So she feels that he wants somebody to that needs him and that kind of depends on him. He wants to take care of somebody. She doesn't want to be taken care of. The root of their problems is she doesn't want children. She phrases it as, what if I wake up and decide I don't want kids? No, you don't want kids, sis. It's not that you are going to wake up and decide that. You don't want kids now. And if he wants kids, then y'all need to go y'all separate way. So he kind of ignores her saying that. And it's like, it sounds like you just got a lot of fears. She was like, no, are you okay if we don't have kids, if it's just the two of us? Because you talk a lot about legacy and that type of stuff. He then says, I didn't get that far in the thought process. I just feel like we can work out our issues while we're engaged. This is an issue that should be worked out before you get engaged. Having children, not wanting children, that is huge in a relationship. That's up there with finances. If this man wants to have kids and you don't, then you need to exit stage left, sis, because you know you don't want kids. On the flip, you want kids, train, you want a legacy, you want this and all this other type of stuff. You know that she doesn't, then you need to don't let her string you along. Don't hold out hope or hold out, banking on a hope and a prayer that she is gonna eventually decide that she wants kids. I just feel like that's not something you decide while being engaged. That's a conversation that y'all should have been having. This conversation y'all should have been having. Is this your first conversation about this? That's the issue. You can't take for granted that people want kids. You can't just assume. You can't. Can't just assume. So we then get Roxanne and Antonio talking. She don't believe in marriage. Point blank, again, very cut and dry situation. She don't believe in marriage. You do. So you know what y'all need to do? Split. Y'all need to split. Y'all need to split. He then tells her that if you do not say yes, then he's gone. She has the audacity to cry. Do you know what the ultimatum is, Roxanne? Because that's what the ultimatum is, babe. There's no need to cry. So then we get Lisa and Brian. So he wants to know what's going to change and how he loves her by them getting married. She mentions that her biological clock is ticking. She wants to be married. She wants to have kids, but she wants to be married first. She then said that they already operate as a married couple, but then she brings up, we can't even buy a house because we're not married. Not that you can't, but you hear a lot of horror stories about people. Wait till y'all are at least engaged before you buy a house together. So he was like, I'm not gonna get married to get a house. And she's like, that's not even what I said. That just adds into the frustration. So he said it's not just the finances, it's more. Yeah, it's because Lisa's batshit crazy. Lisa is controlling. Lisa gives off possessive. That's what it is. But okay, we're gonna dig a little deeper because Brian, did something happen that she got this way? I have a lot of questions for the two of them. So she was like, it can't just be about money because hello, here's a 6-figure paycheck sitting right here. I said, okay, money. Okay, all right. So she asks, is it just that you don't want to be married or is it me? He hesitates. He pauses and was like, it's not that. Yes, it is. It's you. It's you, Lisa. It's you, Lisa. She then said by the timeline that he wants to go, she will be damn near 40 and she could be further along with someone else. Brian said, well, that's why we here. Because there are other people, men, shockingly, that are here that did issue the ultimatum. So, seems like they make up, right? 1 o'clock in the morning, Lisa is sobbing, saying she wants to go home. She's reaching for her phone, saying that she wants them to bring her stuff back up. She's ready to go home. And he was like, what is going on? I was with Brian, okay? He wasn't frantic enough for me. That means she do this often. So the next morning, Brian is telling Lisa that she needs to work on her reaction to things, especially when she sees him kissing and interacting with other, I put men, but I put men, other women, with the other women, right? So she says she can handle it. I wouldn't be here if I couldn't handle it. Not too much on that, sis, because you were also the one that was up 5 hours ago, 1 o'clock in the morning, sobbing, saying you wanted to go home and never mind. You clearly can't handle it. And you know that. But okay. I think she probably thought Brian was gonna get to the brink and be like, yeah, none of these women are attractive, and then just want to leave with her. But Raya caught his eye. So he tells her, if you can handle it, think about that and sit with it. So we get the slew of dates. Y'all know these dates come through and it's a lot of hit and miss, really just I like this, I like this, I like you, whatever, back and forth. So some highlights from the dates. Brian and Raya, she wants romance and dates. He said he can do all that. They're vibing. They're attracted to each other physically. Lisa's watching and can't even focus on anything because um she's too busy staring at them. So then we get Trey and Ryan. They're both from South Carolina. Ryan said that James has been her only boyfriend ever. So I mean, it's not a red flag, but it's also like I don't want you to use me to see if there's something better. You know what I mean? It I can understand why some of the men would be hesitant with her. We then get Trey and Lisa. So they both connect over feeling that they can work out whatever issues they have about the relationship during an engagement. No, you work it out before. Kat and Antonio. Antonio is stressing over Kat, right? He is staring. No, I'm sorry. He's stressing over Roxanne. I'm going to get the names together, y'all. He's stressing over Roxanne. Roxanne is over there. Oh, you know why? Because I think these people are different. That's why. Antonio is with Roxanne, the dark-haired one that thinks that she's 31. That lady, I'm sorry, y'all. Roxanne ain't a day under 52. 31 years old having my ass. You are not 31 years old, Roxanne. But she is really vibing with Alex because they're both entrepreneurs. They're both into IT. They come from families that are entrepreneurial. So they're rocking. You can tell that she's attracted to him. They have a good vibe going. So they are hanging out later and they decide to go around and say who their best date was. Terrible idea. Whose idea was this? Was this Roxanne? Terrible idea, y'all. So off rip, Lisa was like, Brian. He was like, oh shit, hot seat. What was this safety pin sweater? I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Um, so he mentions Raya. No. He didn't mention Raya. Raya mentioned him. And they start making eyes at each other. And in that moment, y'all see the switch turn on in Lisa. It's like this whole day, somebody was cranking the battery. We're cranking the battery, cranking the battery. We're getting Lisa ready. The moment they locked eyes, it's like somebody pressed the button and said, boop. Because Lisa was like, let's get a shot, anybody. I said, oh, girl, not you about to get drunk and act a fool. Okay. I think it was that liquor that did Lisa in. I think it was one too many shots tonight, y'all. So Lisa and Brian go to the side to talk because he can see that she feels away. She said it shouldn't be this hard for them to get to where they want to be. She can't take the thought of another woman getting close to him and sleeping with him and touching him. Didn't you just say you could handle that shit earlier? You fucked around and you found out. I'm telling y'all, there is absolutely no reason to come on this show unless you are really just trying to get out of your relationship. So now she's questioning their relationship at all. Now I don't know. Now I don't trust anything about our relationship because why don't you want to marry me? Is it the liquor? Because she starts sobbing again. Right? She had, she was the main one saying shots. They took a shot before they sat down. So then she says she doesn't trust him. Now I want to know, is there a reason for her to not trust him? Has Brian stepped out before? Has Brian done something before? I would really like to get to the bottom of that. Or do you just, you know what I'm saying? Like what is causing that? Because you can't just say I don't trust you to somebody if they haven't given you a reason to. So I don't know what the Sally Jesse Raphael is going on here, but then she gets in a confessional and said that this is a mistake because he keeps convincing her to stay. Because again, in this moment, she wants to leave. And he would say, no, we're here to figure this out. He's trying to get away from your crazy ass, Lisa. That's what's going on. And now she's having second doubts. It's too late. It's too late. So Brian and Raya are talking over to the side, and they're talking like, I mean, I could see us together. Do you like to cuddle? You gonna cuddle me? Like it's flirtatious banter, right? I don't think they haven't crossed the line yet, but I mean they're exes now technically, but they haven't crossed any lines. So while they are talking, Lisa is Lisa's crazy ass is standing to the side like, okay. Roxanne walks up to her and was like, let's calm down. Lisa calls Raya a Hooters bitch. Uh Roxanne was like, look, if you want to go over there, cool, but let's not be mean. Like, don't call that girl no bitch. She ain't did nothing to you. And Raya really seems like a very toned down woman. Like, she's not like getting active with her or anything. She seems very, I don't know. I don't want to say that she's like a very docile woman. You know what I mean? Not in a bad way, but she just seems like just a quieter person. So Lisa goes over and busts up their conversation and sits down. Lisa then was like, so who you like more? Because I think you like Brian more than you like your dude. And it's like, girl. And she was like, and that bothers me. So Raya was like, we're just having a conversation. So Lisa is like, why don't you go talk to Trey? Where's he at? Lisa said, Raya was like, I'm good to be by myself. I can go. So when she walks away, Brian tells her, you wildin'. She said, you ain't seen wildin' yet. I said, oh. Oh, where are they from? I would be curious to know. Is it on this thing I have? It doesn't. Where are they from? She gives off a New York tease. She gives off a New York tease. But Lisa's getting like, I don't know if it's belligerent or what, but the liquor is not helping. And we've heard that a lot of these shows, Love is Blind, what is it? Love is Blind, The Ultimatum, this not The Circle. Too Hot to Handle. I think people were saying Love Island, how these people don't get enough to eat. All they ever do is like shove liquor down their throats. I just want to say, just because liquor is there does not mean you have to drink it, right? It doesn't mean you have to drink it. So just because there's an abundance of liquor that's around, it doesn't mean that you have to sit back and slam them either. So I do want to say that I have liquor here. I have tons of liquor, and like I have a bar. I have tons of liquor. That doesn't mean that I sit and drink all day, every day, just because it's accessible. And that's what I think people have to kind of realize. You know what I mean? Just because there's like a huge plate of steaks, do you try to eat every single damn steak? No. So just because there's a big ass bottle of Jack Daniels, or there's Hennessy, or Grey Goose, or whatever your pleasure is, it doesn't mean that you have to drink and drink and drink and drink just because it's available. I get that for some people, it's like the nerves and stuff, but sheesh. So Lisa walks back to the group. I think she called Raya a roach. Absolutely not, sis. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We won't do that. No, ma'am. No, ma'am, Lisa. Already to the top of my shit list. Don't call that girl no fucking roach. I didn't like that at all. And then she turns around and slaps Mush's Brian in the face. Send they toxic asses home. They honestly and truly, this probably needs to be their last episode. If it is, don't put it in the comments. Let me watch it and see. But this really needs to be her last episode because you violent. You're violent, you're volatile, and you're really messing up the feng shui of everything else that's going on. So let me know what you guys thought about this first episode with the couples. Again, if you have not already subscribed to the channel, thumbs up the video, and I will be back later for episode 2. Peace.